String methods.
We discussed about the string methods, right? Last class we discussed about the string methods. So let me open our Jupyter notebook. So let me go to our workspace folder. So local notebook. So come here. How we can open it? Jupyter notebook. Jupyter notebook. Okay, tell me some methods. Tell me some methods inside the string class. Tell me some methods inside the string class. Let me create the new notebook today. You can select the kernel and you can give the title, string methods, and you can rename it. Okay, tell me some methods inside the string class first. dir of str, right? Okay, I'll say these many methods are there in the string class. These many methods are there in the string class. So, the command prompt, in the command prompt, just I want to take all these methods, dir of string class. Okay, few methods we already completed, right? Okay, tell me online answers. Capitalize. What is the purpose if I use
It,
capitalize?
it's going to capitalize the first letter of the string.
In the string, okay, in the given input to first character, it's like turned to be like uppercase or not. Yes or no? So the next one is what? The next one, the next method, case fold. Entire string into lowercase. Entire string into lowercase. The next one, center. Center. Okay, for example, I have a text Sachin. I want to make it like center. Okay, when if the entire string is like 20 characters, okay, Sachin is like 6 only. In the middle, I want to place it. In the middle, I want to place it. For example, name is like Sachin. Name is like Sachin. Okay, here I want to place like name dot center. If you not mention anything, okay, Sachin only the answer. Okay, center expected like at least one argument. So if I put like a 5 or 6, it is like here only. But if I give like 50, then that type overall how many characters? 50 characters. So within the 50 characters, my text Sachin placed in the middle. Remaining all characters are like it's take like empty strings or not. But this kind of requirement anytime if you want, then the time just you can go with the center. The next one is what? The next method. Okay, let me open that method list. Okay, let me open the method list. Okay, next, count one character, how many times iterated. Encode format of the given string. Ends with it is like ends with that particular character or not. If you want to check that particular string or not, substring or not, if you want to check, then you can go with this. Expand tabs. Okay, in your string slash tab is there. Tab is nothing but by default four spaces. If you want to expand, my tab is like 10 spaces. That is possible by using expand tab. What about find? Find Find is used for search for the given character or list of characters or not. Okay, if you want to find something, okay, simply if you write like name dot find of a, name dot find of a. Now the output, okay, just print it. Print of name dot find of a. What is the output? Now check it. Now come here. Now see this. This is not loading. Okay, let me run all the cells. run all the cells. Still it's showing like this. There has an issue with that, maybe. Reload it. But there has an issue. Okay. You know, right? I closed that particular uh, command prompt, right? I closed that command prompt. That the reason it is not connecting with my local server, right? 80, okay, 8888. So can we run this one again? Or we can run it? Or we can run it? Jupyter notebook, right? Okay, I just closed this one. Okay, just wait. Now you can see the string methods. You can see the string methods. 2 minutes ago is this one, right? Just you can, yes. Now my name is like Sachin. Now here, if I write like name dot find of A, what's my output? Name dot find of A. Okay, now what is my output? -1. If the character or set of characters are there, it gives me the starting matching index. If it is not there, then the limit returns me -1. Okay. The next method is what? Format. Yesterday we discussed about the format the string, right? Dynamically, if you want to pass some data, some formats also, but most of the times this format method you can use to format your string dynamically. If you want to append some values, then you can go with this. Format map is what? Format map, it is always expecting your values in the map. Okay, it's nothing but key value pairs. Wherever the key is there, that value is going to map it or not. Last time we discussed this one also or not. What about the index? What about the index? The difference between index and find is what? If the index find, if it is there, it is work like same. But if it is not there, then the time find returns me -1, but index returns or throws an error or not. Substring is not found. Like that you can. Yes or no? Got my point? Up to here we discussed right last session. Okay, remaining okay methods you can see those are like easy only. First one is like what? Is alphanumeric. Is alphanumeric. Okay, it's like alphanumeric or not. How we can find it? Okay, A, B, C, 1, 2. Okay, this is my input. Okay, this is like alphanumeric or not. This is alphanumeric or not. Come on, it is alphanumeric or not. Okay, alphabets and numeric values. If I write like this, then the time it's like false or not. If you want to check this is like alphanumeric or not, then you can go with alphanumeric. The next one is like these all are like is methods only. Okay, the next is what? Is alpha. Is alpha means only check for what? Input dot is alpha. Only check for what?
Alphabets.
Only
Only
alpha.
alphabets.
If I write something like this, then the time it gives me an error. Yes or no? Okay, the next one. What is the next one? Is ASCII. Is ASCII. Okay, for every string, okay, if you have an ASCII value, okay, every character, we have an ASCII value. For example, A, B, C, okay, for all, we have the ASCII values. For example, you can take some other language, okay, you can take some other language, okay, Hindi or something, some other. Okay, if you take that particular one, okay, that particular words, okay, that means letters, if you take, those letters is not having ASCII. ASCII values only for what? Alphabets, numerics, like that. Okay, if you put like this, okay, you have a ASCII value or not? Yes. Okay, but okay, some Hindi text you can take it. Okay, Hindi text you can take it. Okay, if you take this one, okay, if you take this one, okay, this particular letter having ASCII value or not having? Having ASCII value or not having? This particular one having ASCII value or not having?
Not having.
Not having, right? Then the time you can give like a false. Understood? Okay. The next one. What is the next one? Okay, this is not. Yeah, this is the next one. Is decimal. Is decimal. Okay, it is for what purpose they are going to use? Is decimal. Okay, any floating values are there? 13.2. Okay, 13.2. Now, if you come here, is decimal. Now, float object is no attribute. Okay, is decimal. Now, this is the string format, right? This is the string, right? My string has all these members. Okay, is decimal. Why it's like 13.2 is like what, 13.2 or something is like decimal only, right? Now, for example, if I take this one, is decimal is what? Okay, floating values are there, then the time it gives me false. Is there any that kind of method is there? Can you check it? Now come here, string methods. Okay, is digit is there. Okay, is digit is there. Decimal and digit, what is the difference there? Check it. Now 13 is there. Is it like is digit or not? Okay, now if I write like this, is a digit, it should be like false. Okay, can I write like is decimal? Is decimal is like false. Why I thought like is decimal? Decimal points. Floating point is like come under decimal only, right? Sorry. Can we check one example? Is decimal. Each characters in the strings are decimal values or not. Decimal characters are the numbers with the base 10. Okay, this is a kind of uh, base 10. One, two, three, seven, eight. Print is decimal. Okay, is decimal. String with alpha numbers. Decimal. The first one is like 2. Okay, string with all decimal characters. The next one is like what? False. Why? String with decimal characters and white spaces. Okay. Contains digit and this one. Okay, let's go with the chat GPT. Is decimal in Python string class, right? Is decimal in Python string class. Okay, it is checking for decimal characters. If it is like dot, dot is not a decimal characters. Which one we can say like a decimal characters? All characters are decimal digits. Okay, any Unicode decimals. Okay, it's like spaces is like decimals. Here dot is there. It's not ABC or not decimal characters. Okay, how we can check? How decimal or not? We use decimal is like 1, 2, 3. Float of 1, 2, 3. Check value is decimal or not. Well, some input value is decimal or not. We can check. Using float. Okay, let me check it. Is that like float? Right? Float. One. Float. 3 ABC. Okay, that means if you convert this one into float 1.0, right, by default it looks like this. It is having the decimal or not. How we can check means the given input, if I give to my float is what? Float is what? It's like a class type, right? It's like a class type or not. If you give this one to my float, the output is like 1.0. It's like a decimal only or not. 22.2, it's like a decimal only or not. Okay, the next one is like, but 22.2, if I give, then the time it gives me like decimal. No, right? Can you check it here? Where's that? Here, 22.2. I write like this, is decimal is like false. I write like float of 22.2. What is the value of float of 22.2? Right here. Then the time it gives me 22.2. But it is not working, right? The input is like a valid decimal number. This is not a valid decimal. Is decimal val equals to 22.2, val dot is decimal returns false, but float 22.2, so any error, right? Error. Check. Because of the decimal point. So we should not consider the float, okay? The float, he said, but not. If I give like float 22.2, okay, it does not raise any error. Okay, if you take this one, then the time when it's going to raise an error, right? Okay, now here what he said, the values only contains digits. Okay, here we have some decimal points. That the reason, because of the decimal point is set like it's like this decimal is like false. It is a decimal point. Okay. This is not right. Copy the code from here. Now can we run this one? It's a decimal value. Oh, most of times by seeing this one, we can say like it's like a decimal only. If I write something like this, then it's not a decimal value. If it is like a number, okay, then the time it is like a decimal value. But if you come to the string, if you come to the string, only digits is going to take like a decimal value. Remaining order like what? Okay, remaining order like it should be like not decimal. Instance is nothing but it's an object of this float or not. It's going to check. It's not an object of float. It is an object of string. So here, if you write, it should be like this decimal, but it is not object of float. So now this is like a float value. Now it is like an object of float. Okay, so you can see if the number is like simply 22.2, it's like obviously it's like a decimal only. Obviously it's like a decimal only. It's like a number. Okay, but now the number dot is decimal you should not call. Why? Why? Because is decimal is the method which is inside the string class, which is inside the string class. That the reason we should not call is decimal on the numbers. If you write like this, yes, it's like a decimal only. How we can basically it's like a decimal or not means okay, this should be an object of float. Okay, the number is an object of float. If I write like a type of number, okay, it is gives me what? Okay, float. Okay, if I write like print something like this, okay, if I print something like this, it is like what? Class type. Okay, it's like a float. So now it's like a decimal only. But when it is not decimal means if it's like a string, if it is like a string, okay, now this is not okay, if you convert into float it's like okay, but it is not an object of, it is not an object of float. Okay, it should be an object of float, then only we can say like it's like a decimal. Now it is an object of what? A string. It is an object of string. Okay, that the reason, okay, it is not like a decimal. Okay, but if it is like a string, okay, it is set for what? Only digits. If we have only digits at the same time outside it's like a string, then only it's like treated like a decimal, otherwise it's not. For that purpose what they did here, so here we have is instance is one method is there. Is instance is nothing but in Python it is an object of, okay, which class. If you want to check is instance of which class, this were instance of float, then the time you can say like it's like a decimal. But if you enclose with the string file format, then the time it's an object of string class, but it is not an object of float. That's the reason then you can say like what, it is not a decimal value or something. But if you want to check the string is like decimal or not, we have a specific guidelines here. Okay, what guidelines here? Okay, here they written like their own method. Okay, if you have a digits, then only it's going to accept like what? Decimal. Okay, if it's like point or something you have, it's not an instance of float. Other than that, nothing. So val equals to 22.22. You can take val dot is decimal. Is like true. Okay, is decimal is like value is like true. Value is true. The same val is equals 22.2 val dot is a decimal value is what? False. Okay. Elaborate more. Check it. The method checks whether the string consists entirely of characters that are classified as decimal digits in the Unicode standard. These Unicode characters used to represent the number is base 10. Example 0 to 9 base digits. Unicode equivalent such as U6 to Arabic. Okay, it's like base 10 is nothing 0 to 10. Okay, it's going to check for that. So here, true, all the characters basic is like digital, okay, decimal digits only. Here, the dot is there, it's not a decimal character. Why does returns 2? Okay, the string 22 consists 2 and 2, which are both basic decimal digits. This meets these decimal criteria. Okay, basic decimal digits. Okay, these are like decimal digits, right? So decimal digits. Decimal digits, common decimal digits. Okay, we have the decimal digits. Okay, 0 to 9, we can say like a decimal digits. 0 to 9, we can say like a decimal digits. Okay, these are like Arabic digits, 0 to 9, like that. Okay, now see, in the Arabic 0 to 9 is decimal also true. Okay, Arabic digits. Now 1, 2, 3. Okay, here also is decimal is like what? Okay, full width characters. Here the extra one digit is there. Okay, one character is there, star. Okay, dot. Okay, dot is not like a okay decimal digits. Decimal digits is nothing but 0 to 9 in between only should be there. But it is not there. That's the reason it gives me false. Here hyphen is there, false. Here ABC, false. So finally, what we can conclude, we have the decimal digits. Okay, Arabic digits over there. Okay, normal. Okay, numbers 0 to 9 is there. Okay, if each and every character satisfied that, okay, each and every character is like in decimal digit range 0 to 9, then only it returns me true, otherwise it returns me false. Now number dot is decimal. Okay, now it gives me like a false. Is decimal. Now it gives me like what? Okay, false. Why? Because 2 2. Okay, it's like decimal digits only, but star is there, right? It's not a decimal digit. Okay, now if you come here, now obviously it should be like a 2. Why? Because 2 2 2 all are like decimal digits only. Each and every character like decimal digit. Decimal digits is nothing but 0 to 9 in any language, Arabic or something whatever it is, then only it is taking, okay, the output is like 2. If any, okay, any character other than decimal digit, okay, other than decimal digit is nothing but 0 to 9, then the time it returns me like false. Okay, don't think like float value is like decimals, don't think like that. Okay, if it is come to the string, it is looking for what? All each and every character is like decimal digit or not. Okay, that's the reason 2 2 2 dot is not the decimal digit. That's the reason. Okay, it gives me like what? It gives me like false. Understood? Decimal digits 0 to 9 in between only. Each and every character should be the decimal digit. Then only it returns me true. Otherwise, it returns me false. It is not okay. Don't compare with float. Don't compare with float. Okay. Is it okay? Is decimal. Okay, simply each and every character should be the decimal digit. Decimal digits are 0 to 9. The next one is digit. is digit. Is digit. Okay, everyone knows this one. Each and every character, okay, should be like a digit. Okay, not like floating or some other. Next is identifier. The next one is like is identifier. Now can I copy this one? Is identifier is nothing but what? Can I cut all these things? These are not required. You can take this one. Is identifier. Okay, some value you can take it. Okay, some name equals to such. Some name equals to such. Name dot is identifier. Is identifier. It's like now if I write like this, false. Identifiers we already discussed at the time of variable creation, right? In the variable creation, okay, the name is nothing but an identifier. Identify something, we use like name, right? Okay, if you take like variable identifiers, okay, if any variable starts with 1, 2, 3, that means any variable start with a digit, no, right? Any variable is like start with a digit, no, right? So that it is like a valid identifier or invalid, it is not an identifier. Any variable start with underscore, it's like yes, yes or no. Okay, for example, if I write like can some spaces, can I give some spaces to my variable?
No.
No, right? Okay, it's like valid identifier or invalid identifier, it's like invalid identifier or not. Yes or no? So identifier or not. Okay, valid identifier or not. If it is like valid one, then the time it returns me true. Otherwise, returns me false. Okay. So the next one. What is the next one? Is lower. Is lower. Okay. By seeing this one, you can easily tell. Is lower is what? Is lower. All the characters like lowercase or not. All the characters are like lowercase or not. Next is numeric. Is numeric. The values are like numeric values or not. Okay, if I write like this. Okay, if I write like this. Okay, alphanumeric to numeric command of digit. Now the next one is printable. Is printable. Is printable. Okay, which one is not able to print? For example, you have slash n is there. Slash n is nothing but it comes to the next line. Then the type is slash n is like slash n is going to print or not print. Slash n directly is not print. It comes to the next line. Tab is there. It gives me 4 spaces. Okay, slash tab is not print, right? Yes or no? That's the reason these items are printable items or not printable items. Tab, slash n, slash t, these all are not printable. That's the reason false. Okay. The next one is printable. Is space. Is space. Okay. It is only space. It is space or not. I given some space. Okay, like this. Valid or invalid? No. Only space or not. No value, nothing. Okay, empty space. It is going to check empty space. Then the time you can go with the is space or not. What about is title? Title. Okay, in the string, first characters, okay, first words, each first word is like capital. That is a kind of title or not. So it is what? It is not the title, false. Each and every in your string, each and every word starts with the capital letter. Then you can say like what? Then you can say like what? Come on. Then you can say like what?
Is title as true.
Right? It's like true. Okay. The next one is uppercase. Okay. All the characters like uppercase, then that time you can say like is upper is like true. The next one. What is this? Join. Okay, these all are like is methods. Is methods, if you observe, all are returns me what? All are returns me what? Returns me true false, either boolean, right? Okay, boolean true false, right? Okay, now the next one is like a join. The next one is like join. Okay, why we go for join? Name dot join. If I write like this, what happened? Join take exactly one argument, 0 given. Okay, what is the argument? I given like this. Can only join, okay, an iterable. Can only join a iterable. Okay, now something like this if I give. Something like this if I give. It's take how many parameters he said? He said like how many parameters? He said like only one parameter, right?
Just one.
And like only one parameter. Okay, now I'm going to join this. Now it is gives me something like this. Can only join iterable. Iterable is nothing but what? Iterable nothing but what? Iterable is nothing but iterate. Okay, one string is there. First character, second character, third character. Like this, we can iterate it or not. So string is like a iterable object. List is there. First element, second element, third element. So my list is like a iterable object or not. Set is there. The next one is like something, some other. Okay, here this two should be what? Come on, two, come on, should be iterable object. So iterable objects, tell me some iterable objects. Tell me some iterable objects. String, right? Iterable or not? String is iterable or not? Characters we can iterate, right? Now if I write like this, now what happened? Name Sachin, okay, name dot join, okay, Tendulkar like this, it's like iterable, iterate or not? See here, first one is like a T, okay, it is joined with what? Sachin. The second one is like what? E, it's joined with what? It is joined with what? Tendulkar or okay. Okay, not Tendulkar, Sachin. The next one is like Yan, joined with what? Something like this or not? If you write like this, okay, you may get some confused. Okay, proper example you can take it. Okay, I have three players. Okay, I have three players. For each and every player, I want to add okay underscore India. Okay, how many players you have? How many players you have? Three players. Okay, iterable object only you can take it. Okay, players. First one is like Sachin. The next one is like Dhoni. The next one is like Kohli. Our requirement is what? Our requirement is what? Just I want to add what? India, right? Okay, so I want to add India. Okay, to join with whom? All my players or not? Join with all my players. Okay, players you changed, that is just now I changed. Now if you come here, now see Sachin India, Dhoni India, where is that? Sachin IND, Dhoni IND, Kohli IND, where is that Kohli? Dhoni India, Kohli, it's not added. Okay, the first one it is like added. Okay, you join the India to the first one, join the second one. Okay, join the third one. It's a kind of what? How it is going to work in it? You can say it's a kind of separator also, right? Okay, separate roles. For example, just I want to join with something like this. So instead of that example, you can go with this. Now see, I can join all these members with this something like this or not. Yes or no? Okay, don't append that one. This is not the right example. Okay, best example is this one. Okay, just I want to join all these players with what? Okay, with some separator, with some delimiter, you can say. With some delimiter, you can say. Now, Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli, okay, last one is leave it. Okay, you can separate all these iterable object values with what? With your underscore or not? Yes or no? Just join your values with underscore. Now you can see my name is like Sachin. My name is like Sachin. Now name dot join join join. Here iterable object you have to place it. Now here I want to place like name. Here the separator you can put it. If I write like this, okay, s underscore c a underscore c underscore like this, you can get it or not. So all these iterable values, okay, join with what? Underscore or not. Now here, instead of this, you can add any iterable object, either list, either set or tuple, whatever it is. Those iterable objects you can join with this particular delimiter. The delimiter is like what? This delimiter, it's a kind of, okay, any string. If I write like this, okay, now this one is like, okay, separated with what? Underscore, underscore ABC, underscore something like this or not. Okay, join with the delimiter. If you take JavaScript or something, okay, I have an array is there, just I want to convert like a string, then the time you can go with the join or not. Yes or no? Here something you don't have an array, but it is expecting what? Okay, array kind of iterable object. It's a kind of array only, but here list to set to tuple like that. Okay, even string also iterable object only. You need to join with what? Join with some delimiter. Okay, you can put like some delimiter like this. Now all your iterable objects join with this delimiter or separator or not. Understood? Join. Okay, now most of the times so far the examples we written like what? Okay, join something like this. If I add something like this, if I add, then what happened? Then what happened? Okay, here only one value is there. Okay, that value only placed. Okay, here it should be an iterable one. Okay, ABC or something if I write, then that time, okay, this name A Sachin and B Sachin like that. A Sachin, okay, it's like a separator, and by B Sachin like that. The separator is like now Sachin. Okay, it is not the right example. Most of them the separator, the delimiters or separators are like what? Some characters. Okay, hash or underscore, something like that. Understood, everyone? I have multiple players or there, just I want to join all these players with comma separate. Then how we can? Okay, I have multiple players out there. Okay, one is like Sachin, another one is like Dhoni, the next one is like Kohli. I want to join all these players with comma separate. So how we can? Okay, very simple, comma separated, right? Comma, but it's like a string. Join what? My players. Now all the players like what? With comma separated or not? This one. Understood everyone? Join. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, shall we move to the next one? So what is the next one? Join is there. L just. Okay. Left justified content, something like that you can say. Now the name is like Sachin only, you can take it. Name is like Sachin. Now here name dot L just, right? If I write like this, L just expected at least one argument, 0 present. What is that argument? If I write like this, string object cannot be interpreted as an integer. That means the argument should be what? Should be what? A number, right? Integer means number or not. Now, if you come here, okay, now Sachin, after that, okay, it is like some content, right? The whole content, if you take the whole content, can you find the length of that particular one? You can get some idea. Okay, I given like a 20. Okay, it's like 20 plus 6 or 29, adjusted like 20 only or not. 20 only or not. So my final center, how it is going to work? Okay, starting and ending. Okay, in the middle, it's going to place like your text or not. Okay, but here, okay, my left side justify Sachin. Okay, after that, it is going to give like some space or not. Okay, but where exactly we are going to use? Okay, I have Sachin. Okay, I have some content now. I have some content. Okay, so if you want to give some content, something like this, print, okay, Sachin. After that, Tendulkar like this. Tendulkar like this. Now, if you come here, name joiner, I'll just, this is the one, right? Left side justified content. Now, if you come here, see, Sachin, overall, I said like what? Left justified 20 characters. So the overall 20 characters it's taken. After that, it is added like what? Tendulkar or not? To this Tendulkar, the left side value, okay, based on your, okay, L just, it is formatted or not? Yes or no? If you not mention anything, L just, if you not mention anything, then what happened? It gives me, okay, at least one argument is set. Okay, if you put like one or something, okay, then that time, okay, only one space, just it's taking, and it's like placed like such in Tendulkar, something like this or not. Okay, if you put like a 2, okay, up to 6, there is no change. Okay, why? Because my search is like 6 only, right? Now 10, now it is registered like what? 10 characters overall or not? And then Tendulkar is going to place. Understood the behavior? Okay, it is working like center. In the center, the content is going to place in the center, left and right, it's adjusted. But here, L just, okay, it is adjusted like what? First content, and then it's taking like some spaces or not. Yes or no? The next one are, okay, left side, right side also you can see. Okay, we'll see that. The next, lower, converted into, okay, this one everyone knows, converted into lower case. Converted into lower case. Okay, converted into lower case. What is the next method? The next method, L strip. L strip. Okay, it's a kind of trim method. Okay, now have some string like this. I can cut this out. My name equals to Sachin, like this. Okay, name is like this. Name dot L strip. If I take like this, left side space is removed or not? Okay, if I take like strip total left to right, the space is removed or not? Okay, if I take this one, right side space is removed or not? Okay, strip is equals to trim in JavaScript. Okay, trim in JavaScript. Okay, it's simply remove the spaces, starting, ending, and starting, ending only. In the middle, not. In the middle, if I place something like this, in the middle, it's not. It's not in the middle. It's not in the middle. Okay, now if I write like this, stripper, now see this, middle space still remains. Now the next one, make trans. The next one is like what? Make trans. How it's going to work, we can check it. Make trans. You can take like, the name is like Sachin. My name is like Sachin. Here, name dot, what is the method name?
Make trans.
Make trans, right? Spelling, make trans. Make trans. Okay. Now make trans expected at least one argument. At least one argument is said. If I place like 2, what happened? If you given one argument to make trans, it must be a dict, a dictionary. Dictionary is nothing but it's a key value pair. At this moment we not discuss, that's okay. Okay, a format map is there, right? We pass it like key value pairs or not. Okay, so you can pass like 2 like this. Make trans argument 2 must be string, not int. Now I got some clarity. Must be like what? String, right? Okay, now if I put something like this, if I put something like this, so how it's going to work? It returns me what, first of all? Make trans returns me what? Hmm.
Dictionary.
It's a kind of dictionary. Okay, it's a kind of dictionary, right? It's a kind of dictionary or not? Yes or no? So these values looks like what? These values are looks like what?
Maybe they are like unique values.
ASCII values. Yes or no? These are like ASCII values only or not? Okay, this method it doesn't use any time. Okay, let me check it. Okay, what's going to work? Make class and str class. Okay. Can be a dictionary, but it's not like we not pass like a dictionary. Okay, it is not you not complete this one. You written something like this. That means the mappings you written. A is like 1, no, B is like 2, C is like 3. Whenever you use A, B, C, D, E, A is like a trans to 1, no, B to C3 like that. So here you have to use two methods. If you write like only one method, there is no use. Okay, you are not able to see that. Now see, if you come to this, yeah. Now if I write like this, make trans, okay, name such and leave it. First of all, this name, keep it like that. Okay, don't touch that name. First of all, you can create some mappings. First, you can create some mappings. Okay, see, he not use any name or something. See, if you do something like this, is my name changed or not changed? See, is it like my name affected or not affected? I performed some operation, but my name affected or not affected?
Not affected.
Right. So my make trans inside which class? str, right? So using str, okay, just you can call your make trans. Okay, now here s h n I taken. Okay, here a b c I added. Okay, a b c or x y z I added. Okay, na? So you are preparing like one mapping. Okay. The returns me this one 115. Okay, is like 120, 104, 121, 122. These are like, yes, you said like ASCII, right? These are like ASCII values only or not? Yes or no? Now see, name dot. We have one more method is there. What is the method name? Come on, here, make trans. Did you find anywhere translate method? See this, translate is there, na? You can use the translate method. You can use the translate method with what? Your, okay, dictionary. You already mapping something, na? That mapping values, you can pass it. The mapping values, can I put like maps like this? This is my name, Sachin. Keep like that. I'm preparing the maps. Okay, maps is nothing but what? S, X, H, Y, N, Z. I prepared some maps. Now in the name, I want to translate based on my maps. Okay, now tell me. S2 should turn to be like what? Yes,
X.
X. A, leave like that only. S, A, C, like that only. H, turn to be like what?
Y.
Y, okay, I like that only. N is turned to be like what? Z. Like that, you can prepare the mappings and then you can translate your string based on your mappings or not. Here, two methods covered. Understood? Come on. First, you create a map. Okay, where exactly we are going to use means, okay, if you want to replace multiple values at a time, then the time that too, okay, it is not like one format. Yes or no? It's not like one format. Okay, a specific characters I want to replace, then the time this is the best choice or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so how many methods covered here? Make trans and translate. Make trans mappings it is going to return. Okay, this one is mapped with this. Okay, replace with this. This one replace with this. Like that. It returns me a dictionary, a mapping. Okay, where I can use that mapping? In which method? In the translate method, we can use that mappings or not. Yes or no? Understood everyone?
Yes.
Make trans. Okay. Okay then. Tomorrow we'll see remaining. Tomorrow we have the session and we can cover like lambda functions also. Okay, na?
Sir, do we have morning session, Java session tomorrow?
Tomorrow no, Monday.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you guys. Any questions? Okay then.